things about your partner that you might not really like or might not go along with you get. So one thing we should not forget is that change is inevitable. Our thoughts change, our perspective change. So that is why we need to understand that. Now, number one reason why relationship fails is because we fail to recognize that changes occur. We all change, our beliefs change, our dressing change. For example, maybe you're a kind of girl that when you were in your teens, the kind of the way you dress then is that you wear all this maybe you used to make all this kind of hairstyle, like all this Kiko hairstyle, but as time goes on, you begin to make some fine hairstyles, maybe all these braids. You begin to make a lot of hairstyles that are even different from the hairstyles that everybody already know you with. And what's really changed? What changes? Because you get to meet different people. The people we meet, our influences change. Apart from the influences, your mentalities, your belief system, your perspective about a lot of things got to change. So number one, we fail to recognize that change is inevitable. That's number one. Okay. And secondly, number one, another thing that causes makes relationship make relationship fail. Number two is that trust issues. One thing we should always know is that trust is earned. Okay, trust is really earned. So you need to earn trust, and to do that, you need to give us some ways to earn trust. Number one is honesty. For you to earn the trust of someone, you need to be very honest. Okay, so you need to start being honest with your partner. You need to be open. If something is wrong, your feelings, your thoughts about things, you need to start opening up, because one of the things that affects relationship, even every other relationship, is trust issues. When maybe you discover that your partner or your friend is this kind of person that you cannot trust. They are always lying. They cannot tell you when something is wrong. You get that kind of thing. That might affect your friendship. And same thing is with relationship. You need to be very honest, open about your feelings, open about your thoughts. So number two thing that affects relationship, that causes relationship to change, is trust issues. And to solve that, you need to be open from now on. You need to be honest. And lastly, you need to always make things clear. Okay, so I'll be talking about 5 things. Now, number 3 is ego. One thing is this: we all have this ego. There's hardly anyone in this world that does not have ego. Okay, we all have this ego. And one thing is that ego will not help our relationship. Ego will not help our relationship with people. We need to consider ourselves when we make decisions. Everything should not always be about you. Everything should not always revolve around you. So you need to consider your partner in making decisions. You need to be considerate and very kind. You need to always accept your fault and ready to apologize. Now, I would like to emphasize this thing. Ego is when you are wrong, okay, and you fail to take responsibility for your action. Now, this can affect relationships. It can affect friendship too. That is, nobody likes someone who is too egoistic, that when you're wrong, you find it hard, you always start looking for excuses to back up your point. You need to change that. To make your relationship work, you need to be considerate about people's perspective, and you need to always accept your fault, ready to apologize. It's not a big deal if you are wrong and you apologize as a guy. It's not a big deal if you are wrong as a lady to apologize. So number 3 thing that will affect relationship and make it fail is ego. So you need to calm your ego down and start thinking we instead of you. Don't be all about yourself. Okay, start being about the 2 people. Always accept your fault. Be ready to apologize. Be ready to say sorry. It should be very easy to say. And please, yes, this just came to heart. Sorry shouldn't just be something you say every time you are wrong. Sorry means you are ready to change. A lot of times some people, they offend you today, sorry. They offend you tomorrow, sorry. There'll be a point in time that the person will be like, you don't have to be sorry every time. What I need from you is change. So please, sorry means to change. So in a case whereby you you have this ego issue and stuff like that, you need to work on yourself. You need to be always ready to apologize when you're wrong. You need to always be ready to accept your faults, and you must always be ready to say sorry when you're wrong. Very, very important. Now, the fourth point I'll be giving on the show today is communication. But before I go into that, we love us to take a break. Let's enjoy another song that I feel is very important. Come on, okay, let me play the Under the Stairs again, and once we are back, we continue from the communication. And the last thing I would love to talk about as regarding this awesome topic. Don't go away, still TikTok show. Love me, JJ.
I took some bread to him today. He was awake, but he wouldn't take it. He's getting frailer every day. Tied to the chair under the stairs. Death is not a friend he's ever gonna meet. As long as I am here, he's staying in that seat, and he's gonna pay in every way. Night he broke into her home. He thought he was strong, but God, he was wrong. And now he's naked and alone, scarred and abused, battered and bruised. It's only been a year, but I have just begun. As long as I am here, I never will be done. And he's gonna pay in every way. Nothing in the world could ever pay his debt, but I am gonna get as close as I can get. Yeah, he's gonna pay in every way.
Okay, welcome back. You're live with TikTok show, and the entertainment part, you just listen to the song Under the Stairs. Now, the reason why we are playing this song is just to calm you down, to see what love is about, and of course, I hope really enjoyed that session. Okay, so I'm back to what I was saying. I just concluded the aspect of ego. We all have egos, but then it is worst when we fail to work on our ego, when we choose to allow our ego to rule over us. And it's very important for us to understand that this is a relationship. It takes two to tango. It shouldn't be all about you. It should be about your partner also. So you now have to have two people in mind, and even in your friendship, it's 2 people or 3 people or 4 people. You need to not be all over yourself. You need to be about people. You need to be considerate, and you need to always take action for your take responsibility for your action. Okay, so first point now is communication. I would like to talk about communication. Now, one of the things that has been affecting relationships so far is the lack of communication. It's also very, very evident in other relationships, even friendship. To keep friendship up, to keep things up, you need to communicate, and there's no communication without understanding. There's no communication without feedback. So it's very important that you take communication serious. And of course, I would like to emphasize the fact that not all of us have these communication patterns. We don't have the same communication pattern. Now, the way I communicate is different from the way you communicate, because we come from different backgrounds. Due to our background, sometimes it might affect the way we communicate. So we need to understand that also. And I would also like to emphasize that it's very important that we also consider what we say and how we say it. Now, in relationship, of course, everybody wants to communicate. You want to tell your mind, you want to say everything, but then we still need to consider our partner. The way we say it, we should ensure that we communicate our thoughts, our feelings, everything that we want to communicate in a very, very effective way. And it's effective when you consider your partner in the way you communicate. So please consider your partner in the way you communicate. Your communication, like I said, it's not only about you, it's also about your partner. So communication issues is also one of the vital things that causes relationship failures. And lastly, I would like to talk about unforgiveness. Now, the truth is this: we interact with people, we always offend people. Don't ever think that you don't offend people. Don't ever think you don't offend people. You actually do, either knowingly or unknowingly. There are times where you offend first. There are different kind of people. Like I said, there are some people that you offend them and you might not hear anything. They won't tell you that you offend them until when a kind of discussion goes there. I remember there was a particular time like that. I was having a discussion with a friend. The funniest thing is that we've been chatting all this while, and I never knew that I offended him. It was so funny, That time we just talked about something. I was like, "Guy, you didn't greet me as regarding this." It was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I was unable to greet you because you offended me." I was like seriously? And we've been talking all this while, and I never heard anything as regarding that. Wow, boo. So if I didn't bring this up, now if we didn't talk along that side, now I won't hear anything. So the truth is that we offend people. You might not know it, but you offend people. There are people that you will offend them and you will not hear anything. They will not talk. It is just one day. And some people are very serious. There are some serious cases that there are some people that you offend them, they will not tell you directly that you offend me and let us sort it out. They will go and tell somebody else that this person offends me. To me, I don't really like that. If I offend you, come and meet me. You offend me. Which one is reporting me to people? But anyway, of course, we are all accountable to a lot of persons. So if you go and report it to people too, it's no problem. They will apologize on my behalf. They will come my attention to okay, this person said you offended her. Oh, I'm so sorry. This was what happened. So we must always ready to forgive. Let us stop saying statements like, "I never expected this from her. Oh my gosh, she disappointed me. I never expect it from him." The truth is that I always expect to be hurt. Yeah, I'm so sorry I'm saying this because it will always happen. Always expect to be hurt. Always expect to be offended, because the truth is that people always offend you. In fact, in my house, people are always offending me. There are some things that they will say. Sometimes I'll be like, "Oh my god, what's going on in this house?" I'll just get angry, and at some point later I'll just let's forget about it and all. So we always forgive people. We need to always prepare in advance to forgive people, because people will always offend you. Now, when something happen, when issues happen, now back to the romantic relationship. When issues happen, you first off forgive and call the person. Let's talk about it. Very important. You need to communicate and see your perspective. Let the person to see his or her perspective, and let's apologize and make a change. Now, like I said, the best way to apologize is to change. So don't just be the kind of partner that when you are wrong, you're always saying sorry. You say sorry today, you say sorry tomorrow, you say sorry the next day. Even your partner, we get fed up with sorry. So please don't keep saying sorry without making a change.